Hey y'all, welcome to my kitchen. You're cooking with Coach Amy. This is a recipe called Deconstructed Stuffed Peppers. So we're not having to scoop out seeds out of peppers. We're not having to stuff them with stuff and bake them in the oven. This is a one-pot wonder that my family loves. It's an S meal. And it's on page 54 in the Trim Healthy Table, I think. Hold on. Yes, the Trim Healthy Table cookbook, page 54. So I've got my ground meat browning. It's working right here. And so while that's going, what I'm going to do is go ahead and measure out my spices or seasonings, however you want to call it. Okay. So we have, our salt. Let's get our measuring spoons out here. Okay, get our salt in here. Okay, and then next we have some pepper. I don't ever measure pepper, I just kind of do my pepper grinder and it looks good. All right, next we have some onion powder. Let's see. All right. This kind of saves a little time. While your meat's browning, you can go ahead and do things like this to save time later. Okay, garlic powder is next. Some cayenne. I just do a little, like a dash, because we don't really like a hot. I just did that much. You can do however much your family would enjoy. All right, we're gonna do some nutritional yeast. I order THM nutritional yeast. You can order it online. I don't know that I've ever found any local if you're local to me. Okay, all right, now let's go through the rest of the ingredients. So I have ground venison. That's what I'm using. You can use ground beef if you want to. It also calls for 2 bags of the Not Naughty rice. I do not use that. We're going to make some cauliflower rice. It's actually going to be cauliflower snow, and we're just going to mix it in to have the cauliflower extra vegetable into our stuffed peppers, okay? All right, and then I do have Worcestershire, and I have, my daughter brought me all the ingredients. She brought me all the options, so you can choose which one you want to use. I'm going to go with Worcestershire today. So we'll put that back later in the pantry, the refrigerator. Okay, so 3 to 4 bell peppers chopped. I don't do that. This is what I use, a bag of this. It's perfect. Okay, and then so you don't have to cut up bell peppers, you don't have to cut up an onion. It's right there. And then 15-ounce can of tomatoes, done. And it does need to be drained, so we'll do that in a second. And then a 14-ounce jar of sugar-free pizza sauce, which I would just need to use half of this. But this is what I use, great value. It does not have added sugar. The ingredients are tomato puree, soybean oil, salt, spices. No sugar added. That's what you're looking for. Because if you look on the label, it says 2 grams of sugar per serving, but it's 0 added sugar. So that's key right there. So we'll go ahead and open that up. And y'all remind me, I know you can't, but remind me I only used half of it. Okay, and then we're gonna have some cheese, which I have a ginormous bag of cheese, and we'll just sprinkle it on the top. It's about a cup that you're gonna use. All right, so let's check on this ground meat. My pan does not have heat-proof handles, so I have to remember to get my little Pioneer Woman oven mitt out. Okay, this is a Pampered Chef Mix and Chop. If you don't have one of these, y'all need to reach out to a Pampered Chef consultant and order you one. It is amazing. Just kind of chops up your meat like this, makes it real small, and you can do it like this. I always kind of do it like that though. Get that nice and chopped up. It will start cooking down. Okay, we'll put the lid back on there. All right, let's drain our tomatoes. This is another Pampered Chef product. My handle is broken because I had some overzealous person try to do this. So I'm just gonna come over here and drain the water out. And I like to kind of run a little water through just to make sure it all gets out of there. All right. My hands a little bit. Okay, we got our sauce open. We'll go ahead and open up the peppers and onions. All right. So we've got all of those ingredients ready. Take a sip of coffee. So good. If you're wondering, this is a corksicle mug. I ordered it. No, I didn't order it. I bought it from a local shop here. It's called Home Stationers. I think they ship, but it's corksicle brand. Oh, and this pan I got from Marshall's. I don't know what brand it is, but it was so cute. Okay. Oh, let's make our cauliflower snack. So we're just gonna, this is what I call the batter bowl on my Ninja blender. I just put that right there. I've never done this before, so we'll see if it works. Wow. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I probably could have done it a little more, but I'm okay with some pieces. Look at that, y'all. So we'll add that in a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna throw away all my trash, and then we'll check our ground meat. Do y'all love my new setup? I love having my camera right here so I can talk to y'all. This is awesome. Okay. All right, this is getting good. Okay. All right, we don't have any grease whenever we have deer. I'm gonna turn my fire down here. We're gonna add, it says to add the trim healthy rice, so at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and add in my cauli snow, or my chopped cauli, whatever you wanna call it. That right there. All right, and at this point, I'm gonna get rid of these two tools, and I had a little spatula. There it is. I didn't get it out. Silly me. So I'm just going to kind of mix that around, and then we're going to add our seasonings and spices, and you're going to see how easy this supper comes together. This is delicious, reheated for your lunch, for leftovers. So good. Okay, so now we're going to do our Worcestershire sauce. And we need 1 tablespoon of that. Gives it some good flavor for sure. And we're gonna do some soy sauce. It says soy or 2 generous squirts. We're gonna use some Bragg's liquid aminos. 2 generous squirts. There we go. And that's what that looks like if you're wondering. All right, I'm gonna give that a little stir. Like I said, you can do the not naughty rice if you want. You can buy the cauli rice. I was just out of that, so I didn't use it. I like to use up what I already have before I start buying other things, especially if I can sub it. Okay. Next, we're gonna add our seasonings that we already have done. So we're just gonna sprinkle that around. All right, that is done. Toss well, increase the heat. So we're going to crank that up. I'll get my oven mitt back on here. We're just going to cook that for a couple minutes, keeping the stirring going. Okay, and since we did not use the not naughty noodles in my recipe here, I'm going to go ahead and add the peppers and onions. You'll want to continue cooking before you add these if you did use the THM not naughty rice. And if you want to use more peppers and onions than this, you can. But I have always found that this is plenty for us. All right. And since this is frozen, it does have a little bit more moisture to it, so I try to keep the lid off so that that'll evaporate out. We don't want a soggy meal. Oops. Smells so good, guys. Oh my gracious. And wasn't that so easy just dumping those bags in there? So we'll just keep tossing this. I'm gonna look over this and make sure that I'm not missing anything. They want us to saute this for 8 to 10 minutes. They're already getting soft since they were frozen with all that moisture they already had on them. So this is a one-pot meal, but it is an S meal. So when I feed my family, I add a healthy carb to it. There are a lot of things that we could do. You could do brown rice. You can add that for your family. Or if you're a mama that needs a crossover, you could do quinoa. You could do a piece of whole grain bread. Or you could simply do a cup of applesauce. Any healthy carb would help make this meal a crossover. And we're getting plenty of vegetables. We have peppers, we have onions, and we have cauliflower. Now, I am a salad girl, so I will probably have a side salad with this meal. And knowing me, I will just put a scoop of this on top of my salad. All right, we're gonna keep that stirring. All right, now we're gonna add the tomatoes. I'm gonna double check my info here. Yep. Okay. Add the tomatoes. And I got the petite diced because they're a little smaller. I like that. And then we're gonna do half of this jar because we only needed 14.5 ounces. Yeah, 14 ounce. Okay. All we have to do now is let this sit and add the cheese, and we'll be all done, y'all. So good. That took about 11 minutes, guys. See how easy? It's so easy to cook Trim Healthy Mama. There are some recipes, you know, that have foreign, weird, cuckoo ingredients. And as you get into it more, and if you're a seasoned mama, you're okay with those. But some of the newbies, it might be a little overwhelming. So try to pick recipes like this one that aren't as overwhelming and have ingredients in the recipes that you know. A little bit more coffee. It always helps to have a little coffee when you're cooking. All right, we'll do a little cleanup. All this needs to go back in the refrigerator. We'll just sit it over here. It's looking so good. All right, this only needs to heat a few more minutes because the only thing that we really had to cook was the meat, and that is already cooked, and the vegetables are just getting more and more tender as we let it sit. I'm gonna get a measuring cup for my cheese. My family also likes to add sour cream to this, so you could do that. It just kind of adds a little bit to it. Oh, another great carb idea would be some corn chips. I've already got my workspace all clean. I know y'all can't see over there, but I am not moving that camera. It is where it needs to be. All right, I'm gonna turn this down just a little because I have a gas stove and it gets really hot really quick. All right. I'm gonna sprinkle this cheese here. I think we're gonna do a little bit more. We're just gonna let this melt. I have before put this in the broiler, under the broiler, and it kind of got it brown on top, and that's nice. So you can try that if you'd like. All right, guys. This is also a great favorite for people that are not Trim Healthy mamas or families. This is a great thing to take to a potluck. You could put it in a casserole dish before you do the cheese. So you could have transferred the meat and tomato mixture into a casserole dish, 9 by 13, and then top with the cheese and put it in the broiler and put it in your little carrier and take it to your place that you're going to. This is a great way to do like nachos. So you could lay your chips out, put the meat mixture, and then put your cheese on top. There's so many ways to do this. So as you can see, the cheese is melting. All we'll have to do is scoop some out on a plate and have it for our meal. Thank you guys for watching. That is another little video from Cooking with Coach Amy. I'm Coach Amy with Southern and Healthy. Thanks, guys.